I'm sorry? Thanks.
How are you?
Well, how are you?
Good.
Little hunting.
I feel like everything is like fast forward too fast right now.
I know. I finished all my shopping.
I told him
I came
Finished?
shopping. I'm all done. All done.
I'm like, I feel like I'm done with my daughter, and then she texts me. I'm like, it's done.
Yeah.
Stop with this. It's over. You've been giving me things every 48 hours. It's like, how long do you think the bank is open here? So, but my boy, he was supposed to tell me what laptop he wants for his birthday in October. Still hasn't done it.
Oh,
So
funny.
he's got nothing for his birthday. I'm like, well, now it's going to be Christmas. Or I don't know what to tell you.
That's funny.
They're polar opposites.
I know, right?
that's a good boy.
It's a good question.
Respect one.
Was that
Everybody's like,
oh, us?
in the North High School.
Is that on you?
No, this was. And then
Okay.
have a.
Have to do today. Okay, that made me nervous. I had a lot to do.
Oh, come on.
Pretty well.
I had to go through all these contracts.
I mean, that's
Congrats.
That's what next time.
Somebody on the behalf of
Thanksgiving.
Porter County can
Anywhere this year.
sign this at some
and once that
Where are you going?
whenever they want to.
So my, but is this
nine
for
before
Yeah.
milestone at night,
I think they just.
sure,
So
figured that out.
this is something that actually was.
I shouldn't have still
Yeah. I was just.
Yeah, right.
Speaking of,
Always nice to end, especially when it's cold. It's even better.
I pledge allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all for joining us today. Unlike our last few meetings, this agenda is pretty packed for the end of the year, so I'll try to go through things as quickly as we can. If we can have someone to approve our minutes from our last meeting.
Motion to approve.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. So I hope everyone had a lovely Thanksgiving and survived our winter storm, our second winter storm of the year already. Our next one will be January 6th.
Winter storm.
Hope so. I'd love to go all the way through January until another storm. That's enough. I've met my quota. All right, so we have a few things up for new business, but I kind of wanted to go over with the board if you, in terms of how we proceed. So, just to go over historically, with our HFI funding, we have KPIs that we are told to adhere to and try to improve upon. And then we, amongst ourselves as a county, create our own KPIs of what we feel are going to be our focuses. And so one of those was obesity and activity. And so we started the year out with the plan of reaching out to the community for programs that will increase movement and activity and exercise and help with the obesity problem in our county. And so that's how we got to this point. Then, of course, in the middle of us doing all of that, we were informed that our funding was cut by 73%, which obviously affects this. But this specific purpose is still one of our KPIs. So it is still important that we put some focus on this issue. Now, interestingly, all of the programs that we have talked about and approved and funded are all up to date for renegotiation and review. And so when I calculated, and things may change, but when I calculated the total amount of the funding that is asked of us today, it comes out to right under $23,000. The amount that we agreed upon to budget for this was about 30. So I want us to be cognizant of that how much of the budget we may, bite off today. And is that how we want to go about it, or leave space for new things or things of that nature? And so with that being said, typically when they present to us, we vote individually after each one. Do you want to proceed that way? Do you want to listen to all the proposals and then discuss amongst ourselves, since they're all kind of coming out of the same line item? And I think we have this opportunity to be able to do that, you know, and kind of, you know, go over a fine tooth comb and review like how everything fits in the way that we want to. But I wanted to open that up for discussion.
I think that sounds like a great idea to just have all the information and then decide instead of.
I know it might be longer for those that are
I-
presenting, but we're put in this position of kind of, you know, and I think when I noticed that we come close to our full budgeted amount, I wanted us to be aware of that and kind of
And I
know
think
what
the
we're going into.
Have any of the proposals changed to where they're costing more?
A little bit, and yes and no, but they're also expanding, right? So these were all new, and the purpose of all of this was to initiate and then expand. So from what I see from all of them, and I think they can clear all of that up, they're all increasing the amount of services, and two of them are for a year, one is for 6 months. So I don't know that necessarily cost per person or cost per class that much, but the offering of services changes. But there are some differences that I think, you know, if you all had the chance to review, we can.
but I think there's value added with everyone's perspective.
Yes, that's
Share those perspectives.
yes. So we're okay with voting for each one individually after they present all three.
Okay.
And what's the
Okay.
time frame for the budget? Like, now we have this reduction, right? Significant reduction. Will there ever be an addition, or this is what we're working with for this year, or how?
So the state's budgetary cycle is 2 years. So this, right? So what we got was
keep
2 year.
in mind?
Yes. So this will be the money that we get from the state for 2026. But I mean, Dave has told me like they can always go back to the drawing board and change that if they want to. The state can. But typically the budgetary cycle is 2 years, and so this is going to be the first year of what they voted upon in the spring and then passing later in legislation in July. So this is the first year of our reduced funding. But I mean, we accommodated for that in the way that we budgeted for 2026. We had hoped to have a lot more money in this line item, but it is what it is. Okay. So with that going forward, I'll let them all each present, and then we can, and you know, ask your questions through each presentation, and then we can decide at the end how we want to proceed. Thank you. All right. So first up is PCACS. Get a chance to sign it. Yeah. Hello. You were just newly on, right, when you came in?
Well, I used to do Section 8 for 15 years, and now I'm.
No, but here with us.
Oh, yeah.
It was like you had just started.
Yes. So, and we had a little bit of a. Jason Kegamine stepped down, so we had a little bit of gap.
Transition.
Yeah. So we didn't actually start till August, but in August we started doing the chair yoga. I actually think it's amazing because it's like an exercise that I can do, which I have a connective tissue disease, so it's great. We started picking up people. Some things that have happened are we do have some people take buses in, which is awesome. We've had people who come in and do the exercise class, and they thank us for having it because they've been alone for so long, and so now they can have friends, and it's a good way to socialize. It's growing slowly. It took a little bit to go off. Then around September, we picked up Dolly Fedke, who is a physical therapist. She was one for 30 years. She's retired. So she's been doing a strength and balancing class, which really had everybody was so excited about that one. And it is amazing. Like I do it. I think it's helped. Like even like my back, I can notice people will say they're going, they can feel the strength difference. They're balancing better. They're not falling. She teaches you like different ways to like navigate kind of the world, and she's amazing where like if you can't afford to go to a physical therapist, she's telling you like in a way that's not embarrassing, like, hey, this is an exercise that you need to do, and you know she's saying it to you. So she's great. But it's been really like that class, I have to move the tables back, and I think like in the new year when we see New Year's resolutions,
Sure.
that's going to grow even bigger because it's just I enjoy it so much. I really would love to keep it. It's where you think like, oh, maybe I can't exercise, but it is hard. Like you're not thinking it isn't, but she like you know puts it back to where you, if you can't do it, you can sit in the chair, but you're still really working out in a way where maybe your body's not always able to do that.
Good. And so what I had asked after we got these proposals, just some questions at, and so what I had received from the strength and balance class that you had 99 participants in the course of when this started. Does
Yeah.
that sound correct? And so you're seeing an increase of
We are.
participants every month. So
But
the same people, which isn't bad either.
no, it increased. But because of the weather and the holiday here, it's going to be a little for the next.
At you.
But yes, actually, yeah. And we pick up more and more people. We have a guy, for first man,
Okay.
who came from the Banza Center, and he's been telling all his friends to go. He's like, it's hard. I'm telling you, like, me, we did have a couple guys who came and they didn't like that the women were outdoing them. So really funny, but it was cute. It's really fun. I love doing it. And afterwards, you do have this like peaceful feeling after the strength and balancing. And for chair yoga, it's different. It's we're hanging out together, we're making friends, but we're still doing stuff, and that's a good exercise too. You don't realize, hey, I'm doing this chair yoga. It's a workout.
Well, and I like this strength and balance class because another one of the things that we monitor through the course of the county and the state are falls, right? So
Right.
very big risk for injury prevention. And so we have even funded balance classes before. So I like that we're kind of hitting more than one bird with one stone, as they say, with these types of things that with our seniors are working on balance, working on strength. So I think the program sounds fantastic. What I need to hear is, are you getting students? Are you getting new people involved? I like people coming back. I like hearing that there's new too. So are you seeing both of those things?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So we see, just this month alone, we picked up like 4 different new people. But we have the ones that just really love the class, so they come all the time too.
Yeah, and that's good. That's a sign of success. Like,
Yeah.
have people coming back every week and taking this class. There's two forks to this. So I want that, and I want retention, and I want new.
Yeah.
Right. So that's how we want you to expand. With
Yeah, absolutely.
so and this budget amount, one for 5,200, the other for 2,600, is for the course of the entire year.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so we're talking 156 classes. And from what I kind of calculated out roughly, we spent basically $10 a person for what you've done so far, which seems pretty economical.
She's teaching us like but she teaches you like an education too, like your big toe is, I have no idea. That's like the major way you balance your whole body.
Sure.
So like it's really fun. Like you learn from her. Yeah. Yeah, it's great. And you learn like, okay, I have to do this exercise or I'm not going to be able to get through my next 30 years.
And I also like when I read the transportation services that you guys provide or assisting in this, that kind of combines the resources that we've been helping to fund, because we help that too. So that was kind of exciting to read upon, like just a continuation of the work we've all put in together in this community to bring this about.
Yeah, and then when they come, they're also like, we do the hygiene bank now, and we do.
You guys offer a lot of
and they do all of those things too while they're there.
Yeah.
So it's like one-stop shop. You exercise, you get your hygiene items, you get some food items, and you go back.
And you provide the transportation.
Right.
So.
And it's people who have really, really been lonely. Like one of our clients, her husband passed away. And she came back to us. So that's good for comfort. Yeah.
No, well, it's when we had these discussions with yoga and stuff like that, that was part of that too. The mental health component of all of these different things is important to touch upon, and we're always striving to help mental health as much as we can as well.
Is this $50 per class? Is that the cost to pay the instructor, or what is that the cost for?
So we were doing it as to pay an instructor, but she has been donating a lot of it back to the time. Yes, because she's amazing. I don't know if you know her, but she is. She's been donating a lot of it back for the space, the time that we're using it too. And she really wants us to get like a range of bands is the next point, which I put in for the 250.
The equipment.
Right. Mm-hmm.
They're reusable though. I mean, those will
Right.
stay with.
Yeah, we have.
Participants.
We had some participants want to take them because they're scared of germs. So we did let them take them. But we do have Lysol too that we can, the spray.
Yeah.
But if you're nervous about germs, then it's okay.
I think that's a pretty small budget for equipment, 250 total comparative to things. So the cost per class includes the instructor getting there, all of the above.
Yes. Yeah. We bought,
One person or 10 people in the class.
right. And yeah, she would do it just if I was the only one there. If it was a bad snowstorm in that game, she would do it. Yeah. But we did pay for all of the yoga mats before. We have all those still, and those stay. And then we have some bands now. Got quite a few of those. We have the TV for chair yoga that we couldn't kind of do it all together. So it's been useful, everything.
How many do you average per class?
So it really varies right now because, like, right before the holidays, that room was pretty full because we all have yoga mats up. So like 10. But this time I knew it would be less. Like we just did it today.
Yeah.
Because of snow. So there was 6 today. But snow always makes people not want to come out.
This weather.
Yeah.
That's understandable.
Or rain. Rain or snow, I have trouble getting people in.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Makes sense. Anyone have anything else that you want to add?
I think it's a great program.
Yeah.
I think the fact that they pick these people up. I mean, the fact that they can bring.
It's so
there.
comprehensive, right?
There's a lot more. There's a lot more opportunity than a lot of the other programs that they can get the supplies that they need. Helps with the mental
and to
health.
worry about getting back and forth,
Right.
even in these bad weather.
Ticks a lot of boxes.
Yeah.
It
So,
does. It does. It's a big bang for the buck, I think, with investment for us.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you.
So about the YMCA Showcase Showdown. Who's closest to the number without going over? Hello, lady.
Hi.
Hello. The floor.
Thank you. I am Wendy Burbridge. I'm the Director of Development at Valpo Y, and this is Elise Komanikas. She's our Wellness Director. So I wrote and applied for the grant, and Elise basically designed the program. So, so you know how where the answers are going to come from. So we started this program back in July. We've had 20 classes recorded with 140 total participants, and we average 7 participants per class. So the intent was to get people moving and address any social barriers and to weight loss, right? And I think that we did a pretty good job of getting people out and consistently meeting them where they are. So, Elise, you want to talk about the program, the actual program for the movement?
Sure. So we had heard a lot of complaints that people wanted to be able to do the classes that we offer at the Y, but if they're living in Couts and Hebron, it's really hard for them to get up to our physical Y location. So really what we did was just bring the programs that we already offer at the Y to them.
And where is that?
We offer the classes at the Couts and Hebron libraries, so that's been a really nice partnership with the Porter County Library System.
Has there been any cost associated with that?
No, they've offered us the space for free, and they handle the registration. So there's some marketing on the library side because they include it in their library events.
Okay.
And then they just offer us the space. They have chairs there. We use the original grant award to purchase the equipment, and we
Initial marketing to
Yeah.
get the word out
Yes.
in the communities.
and we think those postcards helped a lot. So that was nice because that's usually an expense that we just can't have at the Y.
Yeah.
So that was very helpful. And it's just, we've gotten really great feedback from Jack that manages the Couts branch. They have said that the participants, they just want it to keep going. They're really worried the program will end. They are consistent in coming. They'll bring a friend, and they just have commented that it's just really valuable to them, both for the obvious physical aspect of increasing their movement, but then socially as well. And we've noticed, so at the Hebron branch, we've offered more of our gentle movement classes. We do chair yoga. We do some, it's called Energy, but it's a branded Tai Chi class. And that has been very popular there. And then at the Couch branch, we offer just a different variety. We do a little more circuit style classes, or we have a class called Silver Sneakers Classic, and it's a mixture of cardio movement, strength training, and some stretching. And all of it can be done with or without a chair, and the library provides the chairs. Yeah, and we've been really happy and have felt that it's been really successful there.
What's the demographic of the participants? Are they all older?
So yes, right now at the library, the classes are mostly older adults. We did include in the new grant proposal that we are looking to expand. Yeah,
Cornerstone?
yes, a barrier we see to having younger adults and families come is childcare. And at the Cornerstone, they have a building. It's called Core, and it's a really nice gym facility actually. And they have the church nursery space is in the same. It's connected to the gym. And so we would be able to offer Y staff that are already trained childcare workers to staff the nursery room at the same time that we have the classes going. Because we
There'd
would
be two people that we would be transporting out there.
yes,
One now.
yeah. That and actually the staff person we have in mind already lives in Couch, so they wouldn't have to really be transported. But that
Well, I mean, because looking at the proposal, the travel reimbursement is, I think, your biggest chunk.
that is yeah, it's
So
the mile
kind of, help to explain that,
yeah.
adding another individual, where does that, kind of all come from?
Yeah, so I know we factored in an additional staff person for the group exercise travel because we would hope to kind of get more bang for our buck and offer 3 classes in a row on one day so that the child care person could be there just one day for 3 hours. And the goal would be to offer a dance fitness class, a strength class, and then a yoga or stretching class. So you could come for one or come for all 3 and have that available.
In terms of the members that you have coming,
Mhm.
So I was looking at some of the numbers that you guys have been submitting. It seems like the same people, right?
Yes, yeah. So
How are we working on? I love that those same 7 people are back every week, because that there's a success in that. But again, the other one that I want to see is, how are we growing? So have we seen a drop off of new?
and so that is why we would like additional funding towards marketing and outreach, because we feel like we do want to just remind people that we are still doing the classes. I know the original postcards just talked about the first few months of offering because we weren't sure how long the grant would go for beyond now.
Sure.
So it would be nice to let people know they're going to continue, come out and join us. That is, more of
What in your marketing do you feel like worked?
I think the
We can market.
postcards.
You said that the library can market.
Yeah.
Where are we getting the most, bang for our buck in terms of, because that's a significant amount too,
Mm-hmm.
in terms of the marketing costs, because you have the mailers, right? Because we already did that,
Mm-hmm.
950 of the first budgeted amount.
Mm-hmm.
So where do we feel like we can get that
The-
efficacy out of our?
I think the postcards are most effective because one, people's email inboxes are now flooded as opposed to it's reversed. So the trend is now that you're actually looking at your mail in your mailbox, and also people are not expecting to see that, so they want to look at it. When you see something from the library that maybe you get it all the time and you're like, oh, I'll look at it later, and you forget about it, that's a possibility. We deal with that all the time. So, yeah, it's the postcards, and it would be a nice reminder. We already have the list, so that wouldn't be an investment there. It's just the actual postage and printing of the mailing piece.
And that's something we can help with too.
I'm sure we help somehow with the printing. I would just have to see exactly what we're talking about and get with our print shop.
Okay.
Excellent. Nice.
What time of the day are these offered?
The Hebron classes are offered in the morning on Wednesdays, and the Couch classes are offered more in the afternoon on Thursdays, because we're trying to fit.
And the cornerstone, the projection of that.
We would want to do the morning for those 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and 11 o'clock, At the Y, those are our most popular times for classes, and so we're thinking it would be similar.
So when you're talking about like this one for the instructor wages, 2 weekly classes, the other one 3, they're all in the same day. That's not like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. They just 3 hours, those 3 classes all in one day.
Yeah, those ones are all on the same day.
Okay. And is that how you think for all the lookouts, Cornerstone, Hebron, it's going to be all in one day at that location?
So Couts and Hebron alternate Wednesday and Thursday, so those are offered on
One day a week, turning back and forth.
right. Yeah.
I need you to help me understand the travel reimbursement. I know it's a drive, cause
Yeah.
too, but that, it's almost $5,000. Do you have a breakdown of that?
So,
I know gas is high too. And the travel, however you guys,
so we're just following what the
what mileage are you like? What so just we can have that breakdown.
gosh, I'm gonna say because I'm submitting the reports
Yeah.
each month, the mileage reimbursement for each person is somewhere between $14 and $16. So really very close.
Per class.
Yes.
And so
Yeah.
when I calculated it out, the instructor wages, that was about $17 per class for the instructor fee, and $16 for the second one, the Cornerstone class.
Mhm.
So basically, it's double that then when we add the travel.
And we're talking a full year.
So under $40 per class in terms of how much we're paying the instructor.
Mhm.
Around 40.
I'd like to ask, how many people do you have instructing in these classes?
Right now for the library classes, I have to think. We have Anita, Brian, Pam, Jillian, Marilyn goes out. Julie has gone. We have 6 or 7 people. We kind of rotate them.
I don't mean the ones that are participating. You have teacher instructor.
Right. We have 6 or 7 different instructors. We don't have the same person going every time.
Oh, okay.
It just kind of depends on their schedule, and then that way we're able to offer more variety because different instructors have different certifications.
There's always just one instructor with each class.
Yeah.
Right.
And then at the Cornerstone, you're gonna have a second person for childcare.
Right.
And will you gauge that out in advance if it's elderly people who don't need childcare?
We have a registration process, so it would be you would register by this probably 24 hours in advance at least, and then if no one is signed up to use the childcare, we just would notify that staff person to not go because then that's a big cost to go for no kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. And what is the space rental contingency of $1,200 for?
That's if we run into a situation where maybe the church isn't available or the library situation changes. We just want to have the option to be able to still provide the classes.
Personally, I would feel more. I mean, we're in a different ballgame than when this stuff started. Our funding is nowhere near what we had a 73% cut in our budget.
Mhm.
So I personally would feel more comfortable if we came to that point that maybe we could come back and talk to us again and say, hey, this has happened.
Mhm.
Is this worth our investment to go into the future, reevaluate the numbers and see? Because that would be a big fallout for us, right? For
Oh, right.
all of a sudden, the people who are providing your location. So I would rather hold on to that
Mhm.
funding if we could, if we needed it, we needed it, because we are stretched so thin with this type of stuff, if that makes sense.
That totally makes sense.
Is there anywhere we think we can decrease the printing materials and all of that? Because last time it was similar to this, and we kind of already paid for the list.
Mhm.
I was hoping that could be lessened if we can have a discussion of where we can help too.
Yeah,
Capability.
be totally
I'm-
open. Absolutely open to that. That we would love any assistance in that.
Right? We're at work together.
It doesn't have to be cash money. It could be in kind. We will.
Yeah. No, and Chris does a great job with our social media and getting information out there. Our 411 has picked up so much.
Yeah.
We learned in the course of the last meeting and all the find help. So we all work together to get information out there. I guess my biggest concern is just the rate of growth, and seeing that.
Mhm.
And hopefully with childcare that will change.
Add a
Yeah.
thing.
Do you see in your classes at the Y that demographic that would need childcare, that time frame works well?
Yes. Yeah, it's after school drop off. It's before nap time.
Yeah.
We have kids in preschool. They're in preschool, so you can come and work out. Yeah. The parking lot's full.
There's never
Full.
the kids are always in the building.
I mean, that's what I like about this. It's a little different is because it can fluctuate, but at least then it has the ability to accommodate a different population
Mm-hmm.
where you might get more participation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think my concern is still this travel reimbursement.
It's the largest
That's
amount.
a big
Yeah.
chunk.
It's 50% of the.
$1,000. So what is the standard in your business for mileage reimbursement? Do you reimburse everyone as they go out to different locations? Is
Yeah.
that
And this is really the only remote.
Yeah, we've done temporary
Yeah.
off-site classes, but nothing that has been considered. Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah. So anytime a staff person is asked to work outside of the YMCA building, we do pay their mileage reimbursement in additional to whatever it would have taken them to get to the Y.
Right. And
You have to know what the rate is.
I think it's 48 cents, but it's whatever the government allows.
Yeah.
That it's the same thing that we're doing the same thing.
so you're not paying for them to drive from their home to the Y,
Right.
but you're paying them to drive from the Y to the location when they work.
Right.
They live closer to the location.
No.
Paying from the home to the location.
So we pay from the home to the location minus what it would take them to get to the Y. Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm just trying to think like we don't want to be paying people to drive to work.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
most of us don't get paid to drive to work. We get paid once we get there. So if we're looking at $5,000 of mileage payment, as the help, as like that, although it's facilitating the ability for these people to do these classes, that's a big chunk of money we're losing.
I agree. Like that made me uncomfortable. Because I want the biggest bang for my buck, right? So I want all of this to go to the people, and that kind of unsettled me a little bit.
Sure.
50% almost of the budget is mileage, and you can't change the fact that we're trying to outreach to areas that don't have the facilities that we have here in the central locations of the county, but that is a lot. And there's some gain of the classes all being in one day as opposed to them going back and forth, but that's still honestly uncomfortable for me.
Until we can employ everyone there at town.
Yeah. That's a big ask.
Yes. Yeah. I'm just when we think about limited funds and wanting to put the funds toward the most,
Right.
For the county,
Yeah.
to get 7 people in a class,
Right.
is some $5,000 to drive.
The same 7 people
Yeah,
too.
it's not, yeah. Although
Right.
it's a great,
Yeah.
No,
and
I wanted.
I understand your concern. I absolutely understand your concern. But for us to offer this consistently, we need to let people know that, like, their expenses are going to be
Of course.
it matters to them to drive to work. And honestly, that's what they're doing, and that's.
I think none of this isn't great,
No, I know.
and not something any of you who present to us that aren't due. It's can we afford it?
Yes. Yeah. Now, your goal was to try to serve South County,
Yes, it is, and that's why we started.
and unfortunately,
There's not.
it's and it does present its own set of challenges, and having people available to go there that we don't have to pay mileage to, it's going to be, that's one of the challenges.
Does the Y itself promote your program?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Does that?
Yeah, absolutely. And our social media and so on. And we want people to come to us, but there's a reason that's not happening from South County, and the people that are coming to the classes don't have they have those mobility challenges, those transportation challenges, vision challenges, all of the things that
And these people don't have to pay for a Y membership.
no, it's
That's a big
free
difference
to them.
too, right? So, because
Right.
that's a barrier for people,
Mm-hmm.
right? So they
Yep.
don't come out to the Y because they can't afford a Y membership.
Mm-hmm.
People don't have to pay for that.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yes.
All right. Well, let us deliberate if you don't keep sticking around. All right. Our last group. Sammy Aguilar with Strength and Sales. 2 Sams. Two for the price of one. That's like how we have Carrie.
Yeah, exactly.
For a department.
Regularly deal with too, where I'll get emails and they'll be like, "Thanks, Sam," and I'm like, "Wait, which one do you think this is?"
If it's positive, it's to you. That's how I.
Yes. Well, we knew that we wanted to come give you all an update on how the
Yeah.
gone so far. We also are well aware of the funding cuts, so figured we would
You
lay out
did
the
lay-
facts and
yeah.
see what everyone thinks. So, I primarily have been kind of spearheading. Obviously, Samantha's facilitating all the classes, and they've been going well. I primarily spearhead the ones at the sheriff's department though, so she'll mostly talk about the ones that have been a recovery connection. So I know you guys, it sounds like you've been getting the stats that I've been sending every month. I did print them. I don't know if anyone wants to.
No, I think that's good because I think they're kind of sent to us, but even when they're sent to us, I've looked at them much more detailed this time around because we were having this discussion. So I think that's okay. We can pass around and yeah, that's fine.
So overall, we ended up with 108 people for the first 6 months. I didn't differentiate on there who was returning. I'd say we have a solid base of people that have been returning, but then we've been slowly drawing new people in.
And I think that's something we've come across in terms of these are new. We're all working this out. So when I was having discussions with our staff, those are just questions we were coming up with. What is the difference between the people who are returners? Because that's good too. And then I wanted to grow. And so that is something as we develop these programs, we need to give you that feedback too, if that's the kind of information that we would like to have as well.
Yeah, perfect. And so on the sheriff's department side of things, when we launched it, I would say we probably got even more pushback might be a little strong, but pretty more. I mean, yeah, at least if not more pushback than anticipated. And I will say the people, it has been really encouraging. Those who have come keep coming. And so one thing that you'll see in the updated proposal is that in order to try to increase attendance there, we thought about also opening it to their spouses, so first responders and spouses, because initially some of the feedback I got was, "Oh, I'm going to go home and tell my wife I did this, and she's going to be really excited about it." And so my thought was, we kind of incentivize it by inviting them. We're reaching more people, but also then giving them that extra boost if that's what's going to get them in the door. So we have seen a lot of success in the feedback. Like I said, nobody has come and said, "I hated that." There has definitely been. No, we actually had one person. He was deeply snoring, but he won't acknowledge that. So that's been going really well. The feedback's been positive, and we actually had one officer who comes pretty much every time that work allows her to, and I didn't believe it at first, but she said she went to the doctor right after her first session with us, and she said the doctor said my blood pressure was lower than it's ever been, and I was like, I hope it wasn't a fluke, but it probably was. And then she went back to the doctor after the next session and the same thing. So that's been really cool, and we've been trying to promote that, to kind of tell the officers, we always talk about wanting to live longer lives and reduce stress and stretch and be mobile, so here's the way to do it.
Also, the POCO Wellness.
Yes, so it took us several months. We finally got the POCO Wellness points coming. So those who attend, they're getting the 10 points each time they attend. So then they're also getting the benefits of that.
So did they find that out in October? Because the number went up.
I hear mixed reviews. Some are I don't care about POCO Wellness. Apparently, if you sync your smartwatch, you automatically get the points, so they exceed whatever. But
it's a lull in September for both, and then October it kind of picked back up. So it could have been the last of the summer maybe, because I've been teaching yoga for 8 years, and when the weather's nice, it's kind of hard to get people inside.
Yeah. And the last thing I wanted to add to that before Samantha takes over on the other side of it was that we in the beginning we were like, why are we not getting increased attendance? But as we started getting near the end, I was like, you really should try it out, because we don't know if we're going to have another 6 months of funding for this. And that's when naturally people were like, well, you can't let it go away. We're loving this. We're getting a lot out of it. So the feedback on that side has been really positive.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
How much of the breakdown would you feel
employees from the sheriff's department versus the rest of the county?
We have not. We've had a horrible time trying to pull in other first responders, which is also why I'm hoping that the spousal thing will help because it's pretty much across the board sheriff's department. The one time we did reach a lot of other agencies. If you see the 24 people in August, that's because we did crisis intervention training, and so we had like 8 or 9 different departments from throughout the county represented there. So our hope was that that would pull them in from other counties as well. And I've been still sending them emails reminding them. We haven't had returners from there just because
because it went
shifts.
24 free.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. So we didn't get, we push it out there, but I guess we've seen that from other departments, it's hard to pull them in with whatever their shifts are running and all that. So again, that's our best idea to kind of increase the attendance is one, we know longevity is just pretty much with any program helps when they know it's there and keep talking, but also hopefully the spousal adding that in would help as well. And
and sticking with the KPI of obesity too, so like having her show us that there was like that lowered blood pressure consistently twice in a row. That's really great because lowered cortisol levels is really important because it's directly related to that fat that is associated with obesity. So I thought that was a really great tidbit that she told us because these are things as a yoga teacher like I know, but not everybody. Those are things that you can't see that people don't really realize with the blood pressure and lowered cortisol levels, and managing health overall is a lot easier when you have that managed stress and the lowered cortisol levels. So I thought that was great that she got to see that because a lot of the time you'll be like, oh yeah, I feel good, but like what is it doing? And then she got to see it and it was really something that she was like, wow, I did not expect that at all. We kind of thought it was a fluke, and I was like, no, that's yoga, so yeah. So a little bit with, we had them at Recovery Connection, and it fluctuated. Some months were better than others. We had about an average of 5 per class, except for September. September was not. And that was different. Sometimes we had put out, I'd say, a lot of different, I printed flyers and put them all throughout the community myself. We did a lot of emails. Recovery Connections was pretty big on social media. I was big on social media. I ended up doing an ad that I paid for through Facebook. So we might do that again if we could, because it just gets the word out there a little bit more. So through that, there were people that came that were like, oh, I saw a flyer at Roots, or I saw a flyer here.
So you got feedback that
Yeah, I made sure to ask because we know how that goes. Yeah.
working.
I'm always wondering if my flyers do anything. So she said, yeah, it was from the one at Roots. So she came a few different times what worked for her schedule. So she came, she left, she came, she left. She had invited people. We had people from the Caring Place come and bring participants from the Caring Place with them.
Okay.
So that was great because they were able to transport them. And they brought different people each time. I know quite a few community members from working in massage in the community and yoga. So I did have people that I know that I told about. I keep a flyer up in my studio that I work at. And so I had community members that saw it from there that came pretty consistently almost every time from there. So we had that.
They are returners, and what percent is new?
I would say 3 of the 5 would be returners, and then there's 1 or 2 new people each time.
That's good.
Yeah. And actually, we were hoping to adjust if we did do these next 6 months. We talked with Westchester Public Library.
Yeah, explain on that.
Yeah, and so they actually were really, really excited, and we're hoping that they were like, oh, I hope you choose us to continue with, because we were thinking of changing the location to being something a little bit more traffic in the community. And we had discussed what times were best for them and when they get the most traffic, which is Monday through Thursday, early, afternoon to early evening. So it's pretty similar to the time that we already had, which would be very easy for me to adjust anyways.
So would this replace the recovery?
Yes, we were thinking, yeah, somewhere a little bit more with some traffic. We had hoped that maybe participants from Recovery Connection would be a little bit more interested. So we're thinking of adjusting to getting more of the public at large with the library. So they were really excited. I've been connected with them for a few years now through other community projects. So they right away sent over that they had a verbal agreement, and depending on, I let them know, I would let them know the future of the program, and we could move forward if they were interested still. And they said yes, they very much are. So
And your budgeted amount is for 6 months.
Yes.
Okay. And the cost of each class is $125.
Yes.
So, frankly, that's just a lot higher.
Is a lot higher as a contractor.
And
Yes.
again, that's not to say
No.
it isn't worth it. It's just, can we afford you?
Yeah. Yeah. Understandable.
Is there somewhere to work with that?
I think there's room to work with that in the budget. I come from a little bit far. So some of that is like
Incorporated into your travel.
yes, that's incorporated into the pay rate of I drive about 30 miles each way. I work in Porter County, so I do love Porter County. I love being out here. So that's not really so much of the issue, more like just time and mentally thinking of that. But there is room to move around because I do love the program. It's harder when you're a contractor rather than working for somebody that can pay you multiple hours of a day in the same rate, rather than you have one program and that's like kind of like where you can get paid. Yeah, exactly. So it's something that I'm used to discussing with people because of that. Because as much as I would love to be a yoga teacher all day, it's a very hard rate to live on if you're only getting paid like a regular hourly wage.
Sure.
So that is something I'm up for discussing of a lower price. Yes.
And we have the materials that we bought.
Oh yeah.
Once that.
That was in the budget. So those materials are already provided. They can be used again. Would be great to get more use out of them because we do have them and it's been great to use them.
Is that something that you would be able to do today or come back with us?
Yeah, I mean, I think like I'm not sure like how you guys feel about like $100 from the 125.
Deliberate.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm also open for deliberation. So I don't have the number exactly off the top of my head, but if we adjusted it to $100 a session.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, of course.
Huge.
Yeah.
We're all in crazy time.
No, every budget is different. Trust me. Yes.
For personal things to pay, and I appreciate.
Yeah.
That.
Thank you.
Would you have to buy any more of the mats or the straps to take to the library?
No, we should be okay because we have about, is it 25 to 30 mats?
Okay.
I only buy in bulk, so we.
Yeah. We have 100 straps. So yes, we have plenty to support, and hopefully that was part of it, was hoping the program would expand. We have more than enough props as needed for it to expand.
Your experience for doing this for as long as you have, do you feel like people do more in the winter, or should we anticipate that to not be because it's winter?
I would say December is the hardest.
For sure.
Yeah.
Wash this month off.
Yeah, December is definitely the hardest. But I always feel like we have some of our trickiest weather in December, so I would anticipate by January people are a little bit more acclimated to being used to the winter wonderland and how hard it can be. And that is primarily, I think, a time when people are trying to go and do something. Actually, I find it a little bit harder when the sun is shining and you're like, oh yeah, I gotta go to this class, I signed up for it. So I feel like maybe that's why August and September is always when my yoga kind of goes down, because people are trying to get in the last of like the year,
Right.
Those activities and those family trips. So
Sense. I mean,
yeah,
we have 4 seasons really, and
yeah, we do.
it changes.
Yes,
Try to get out when we can, right?
yeah,
Availabilities.
exactly.
And January starts the New Year's resolution. Yes, that's what
I was gonna say
point of
That's what I'm also.
these are all gonna do great in January.
scary as it is when it first starts out with these storms. There is something to be said for that. We're
Yeah.
not stuck in here anymore. I don't care if it's snowing. I'm
Yes,
yeah,
once you get used to that,
yeah, it
definitely.
being in November.
First couple of times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Any other questions?
So let's discuss.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. What? I don't want to take over the conversation. What do you all think about? One thing that I thought maybe we could start with, the YMCA program excites me, but it also concerns me in terms of just lack of growth, and so and certainly the financial part of getting people out there. They can't help it, and we know that we're dealing with getting to a location that's underserved. but it does, you know, when our total budget is 30,000 or a little under 30,000 for this whole pocket of money, that's a lot of
5,000's going to transportation.
yeah. You know, I don't know if we would feel more comfortable to have them kind of review and come back with more numbers, or 6 months and reassessing the numbers, you know, and seeing is there growth, is there movement, how many are people responding to the cornerstone with childcare, as opposed to putting it out there for a whole year.
Maybe having setting a goal for them to reach, you know,
And Chris reaches out to people, to our programs, and so, you know, we can have that included in our conversations of where we're going with things, but I think that would require a shorter term kind of reassessment than a year.
That makes sense.
And evaluate really how many miles you're talking about at 48 cents a mile and see what that cost really truly is.
Right, without overextending ourselves early on, because that's going to limit our choices going forward, right? So
Well, that's
the same 7 too.
Yeah. I mean, I just can't justify that cost
I
for that many people.
I agree.
Better off giving them a wide limit.
I said the same exact thing today. Yeah.
I mean, honestly.
No,
The family
you know, it's always my biggest
childcare.
frustration. We have all these great things available to us, but we, you know, how do we get people to come and take advantage of them?
Agreed.
Because they're providing an awesome service, and we're working together to get out to the areas that we're told that they're need, and they're putting out flyers, they're reaching out, but how do we get people from point A to point B? And if we're not seeing that,
I mean, I know we were tasked as the board to increase exercise, increase health, decrease obesity, and I get that, but that was a time where the funds were flowing.
it's still our KPI.
Well,
Yes.
agreed completely. But I mean, the other problem too is, you know, if you've got a budget and we're killing the whole budget on 2 or 3 programs, there is that to be said about it. Well, if something else comes along that we want to fund, we're hamstringing ourselves on something like that. So
Exactly.
once again, I'm not against them, and I think that they're wonderful ideas. And when we had the budget, it was a different story. But I think at this point, it just doesn't make sense. And I'm sorry to be the negative Nanny.
Altogether or short term?
I don't know. I mean, I don't expect for them to go out and advertise, but I mean, at the end of the day,
But it's a lot. We've already spent. What was the amount we spent before for advertisement? Was it 1,600, 1,400? So we've already spent that. So another 1,200. Yeah.
It may or may not help.
yeah.
Right.
I mean, yeah.
It's hard for me
I agree.
to be on board. Not to mention, you know, the next 5 months are going to be winter.
Right.
So who knows people's
In a
availability.
more rural area that's harder to get around in these.
well, also, you're not seeing real growth.
No.
I don't.
And then,
Not that they're not trying
No, I
no, it's not their fault.
or providing a fantastic service.
I mean, you can only do so much. I mean,
We've struggled.
I mean, I think if you actually handcuffed them and brought them to the location, you probably might not get more participation. So, I mean,
we could talk to Jeff. Jeff Bell about that. But
Attorney said no.
the new proposals.
Literally took those funds, paid for Ubers to pick everybody up, or paid for right? Like, I mean, the only way, like, you put it out there, but if people don't come,
No, yeah, we can't.
Yeah.
It's not for the lack of offering. Yeah.
yeah, it's not for the lack of the work that
No.
either. That's
And the quality of work.
good
quality.
programs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like you said, I think to be consistent with our fiscal responsibility, we can't be doing this on a yearly basis when we don't know what we're going to be getting in this next year and what other proposals might come up that we might want to fund and other proposals.
That was my biggest concern. I didn't want to, commit 80% of our money and then we can't grow with anything else,
Yeah.
But at the same time, you want to give all of these programs started midsummer, late summer, so
Yep.
give them a chance. So this is where we're at, why we have to discuss, because none of us have had done this prior to today. So this is where it's at. The Council of Aging, on the flip side, I found really there's, like you said, because there's so many things that we're touching upon in the public health department. Of course, we have this KPI, but there's so many things that we would like to address, and like one of you had said, like, we check off so many boxes.
Yeah.
Mental health, getting them services, connection. We work with our own transportation that we're helping to provide. So that to me, and the cost per class was really low.
Yeah, it's not expensive.
To me, the Porter County Aging, they offer several programs. If they come in to exercise, they also get food. They
Yes.
get supplies.
And we take the burden of the transportation away because we can provide it.
Yeah.
I agree.
I mean, just kind of doing the math, and once again, it's not expensive. None of these programs are expensive. None of them are overreaching.
No.
None of them are out of hand. But I mean, if you think about the fact that Porter County has how many residents? I mean, we're looking, 200,000, 300,000 residents, and we're reaching maybe 100 or a couple hundred. That's just the return on investment there just doesn't seem there from a board of health standpoint.
I agree.
So that's my issue with it from that standpoint.
I agree. Because we have to show continuation of working on these KPIs. This is a duty we're obligated to continue, but where are we getting, as I've said a zillion times today, bang for our buck in terms of what we can accomplish?
We need to the number of people that are the beneficiary of the service.
I mean, I hate to be so frank, but honest to God, as a physician, my biggest bang for buck getting people to lose weight has been the new GLP-1s. I mean, I can't even tell you. I'd rather dump $30,000 into people getting Ozempic for a year than, you know what I'm saying? That's actually going to make people lose weight.
Because
So,
we have data now.
absolutely. And I'm not trying to be facetious about it. I'm just saying, like, from a standpoint of if that's the metric of weight loss and getting people active, it just doesn't seem like the return is there.
So if we go through each program, we started with the Council of Aging. We're good with that one. Are we ready to vote on?
How long was that?
That was a year long.
It was for a year long, but that was a total of
50. Yeah. And just keep in mind, like, I believe Matt said we have like 29,000 total for this KPI and these types of programs. So in my mind, I would like to have some sort of reserve so that we can grow this with whatever this board looks like going forward.
Do 6 months.
Yeah, we can do that. Absolutely.
Just and see if they grow.
Program just to see if it
grows. Yeah, I think that's fair.
If it grows, we can commit to the next 6 months.
Right.
Would that be something that you're agreeable to?
So then we'd only be committing
$4,025. And can we do that today, or do they need to submit a new proposal?
Submit.
I think we could do that today.
I think so too, but you're the attorney.
I would assume that their contracts are the same.
Yes.
And
We're just,
you're
the
just
duration is
If-
shorter.
Realistically, we could just extend them for the amount that you want to do in funding, and they could accept that, or not accept that. I suppose that.
Well, we're adding new equipment, so it would be this new proposal. So new proposal, but only approving it for 6 month period. So we basically cut the budgeted amount by 50%. But would you need the full equipment though? Yeah, I feel like you would need the full equipment to start out with. Yes, I think so.
Bands. I mean, I try to buy as cheap. I mean, I'm sure you're seeing, but I try to buy as cheap as possible.
You all do. What? Yeah.
So then $250 for the bands plus half of the.
I mean, I'm fine with giving
trying
money
to
for equipment.
Yeah.
Oh.
The band.
Yeah,
Just because she wants to do whatever
services. Red, yellow, green.
we can keep increasing if we need to.
It just that logically makes sense. So what are we looking at? Someone do the math.
150.
Yeah.
Yep. 41. Okay. Okay. So I would suggest one makes the motion to approve the program from the Porter County Aging and Community Services for $4,150 to cover 6 months of services, as in our proposal.
I motion to approve that.
I second.
Dr. Watson,
Yes.
Dr. Brooke,
Yes.
Michelle,
Yes.
Robin,
Yes.
Sylvia,
Yes.
Dr. Osana.
Abstain.
Oh, sorry. Terry.
Yes.
All right. So the next one was the YMCA program, and I guess we're at a place worth it altogether or limit in half, 6 months. But I'm concerned with
So what is the total for 6?
11. Well, the total was 11,550, with a substantial portion of that money going towards transportation, marketing, and an incidental if it occurs
They have to.
of more space needed. So
So could they adjust the projections for those things?
I think that's fair, but I also want to be fair with ourselves and with them that will that change our mind if there's not proof of growth? Because I don't want to waste anyone's time to come back here if we're not seeing amount of growth. I'm going to be honest.
Right. Is there an opportunity to look at this in 6 months and reevaluate that? See where we're at?
I'm not against it for whoever's. Yeah, I mean,
When does the current contract
year's end this month.
does end?
I believe so, right? All of our stuff are.
We've had it at the end of June.
So July 1 or in June have it.
And maybe they collect names of interest and get that out more so that we can see that desire of growth tangibly, because it's at 11,000 that's more than a third of our budget,
Right.
and that we just can't afford it.
I agree.
I think it's great, we just can't afford
Yeah,
it.
I agree. It's hard, but I agree.
So I'm personally more inclined of saying come back to us in a few months if you feel like the desire and need is still there. But I'm just
See where we're at.
I'm just one.
Evaluate.
Sure.
And it's not going to hurt. I mean, the invite's not going to hurt. So
Also, the state budget will be done in March.
Would anybody be opposed? Because I think winter would be the telltale sign. Would anybody be opposed to doing 3 months?
No.
The assessment.
But I still want more of that delineation, of the mileage, of this whatever the incidental. So by the time we have them come back and do that, we're going to be
That's fine. That's
right.
true. That's true.
right.
Yeah, I just don't
Marketing.
know if we have a contingency for a possible future that might not exist.
Correct.
I mean, I don't want
That's
a
Right.
$1,200
Well, for sure we don't.
Track.
contingency.
Yeah.
I wish we had that, but we don't.
I don't know that we have that to put
For ourselves.
Yeah.
I mean, the last 2 meetings have been anemic due to the fact that we don't have funds at this point.
Yeah.
I think that's what we have to kind of get used to. But then we have to maximize what we have, and this is forcing us to just be more
Frugal.
exactly. Make sure what we're spending is getting the most outreach.
So if we did a 3 months, taking out the space rental contingency from the total,
But there's still that marketing.
still the marketing and the mileage.
Without the marketing, it's not going to grow.
Correct.
Yeah.
But I just don't see the need to spend this almost the same exact amount that we've already spent in the course of 6 months.
So I mean, at that point, if you're at that point, I don't see the point in continuing it. At that.
That's
I
fine.
can justify it personally.
So come back to us. Yeah.
Yeah, please.
Yes, you can. Absolutely. Yeah, come back. Yes, come up front so we can hear you. We're definitely discussing live.
Spitballing.
Yeah, we really are.
This is hard.
This is the first time we've really been hit hard, like this is coming to fruition.
And I absolutely can
with the
appreciate that. Yes, and I can understand the struggle. I do. So know that when I'm writing the grant, I'm writing it as an actual budget for a business proposition, correct? So I'm doing what I feel is best for the why and for us to be successful. But I also know that the contingency is probably not going to be spent. Yes, let's cut that out. that contingency is there for an emergency. And I would always come to you as the funder to say, this is what happened and this is what we're thinking. Can we do this? So I wouldn't just to pop that on you.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm actually going to go to a bigger point here. So, for the YMCA as a business, and we're partnering with you guys because you guys are a health provider in a way, right? I mean, you guys are trying to promote health. Let's hypothetically say that each one of these people that came to this class paid $30 to be in class.
Mhm.
Would you still be in business today if they were paying the $30 to come to class? And would you be continuing this program if you were getting $30 from every single one of these people that was coming to this?
Well, yes,
You think
that's
that
our mission.
no.
Right.
What I'm saying is, would you be, as the YMCA, without us, let's say we didn't exist, if this program, if these people that you have here attending your program were paying $30 a piece, would you guys be continuing this program at this point? Do you think it'd be
I'm-
financial? That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
Right.
So let
But
fair
yeah,
enough.
our business model is to provide the balance. So my
Right.
job is to fundraise to make up that
To
difference.
make it up. Okay.
And so,
I mean,
and
Right.
to get services for no cost is as little cost to the community. That's what we are.
yes,
But
yes,
and again, there's nothing negative in terms.
no,
Yeah.
no.
It's just can
Right,
we
right.
afford it?
That's what I'm saying. I would like to enter into this as a partner with you, and I feel that with Porter County Health Department, we're going to be more successful because we are showing that we're partnering with the community, and that's what we want to do. We want to present that to.
Well, with us saying no right this time,
Yeah.
we're open to another proposal. Yeah.
Okay.
With better. This is not a no forever.
Okay.
This is.
And when I'm saying in kind, I mean that.
I'm
What does that look like?
more.
Yeah.
We need more of that, like firm.
Okay.
Theirs, it was kind of easy that I can just chop it in half.
Yes.
Types of things.
Yeah.
This has a lot of fine tuning to do.
Right.
I'm more than happy to give you that opportunity to do so. This board will be here.
Okay.
And so I think, and they're always going to be willing to listen to any proposal from you and the YMCA.
Okay.
So now you know what we're thinking, and
Yes.
we're thinking live like this.
Yeah.
Truly,
I've never been in this environment. So
This is
I've been in
not gonna-
fundraising for 25 years. Never been.
So, but now you see where we're all coming from,
Right.
what we're looking
Yes.
for, what our limitations are, and what we need. And I'm thrilled at the prospect of hearing more from you, to be honest with you, because
Wonderful.
IMC is a successful program, and I'm thrilled at the hope of that reaching out to communities who don't have the Y
Mhm.
without paying a Y membership.
Mhm.
But it just needs to fit
Makes
budget.
Yeah.
and it makes sense.
It makes sense.
Absolutely. And look, I reiterate this. I love the Y. I'm a member at the Y, and my employer partners with you guys. So I love you guys, and that's not the point of this. So please do not take it personally, or that it's a slight against the program in any way, shape, or form.
None taken.
Come back to it.
None taken. And I will. And when would you like me to do that?
Whenever you're ready to.
Okay.
As long as things meet the requirement of when they need for us to be on the agenda, which is usually how many days you guys require.
We can talk after this.
Okay.
But I mean, you have a month at least. So
Okay.
we meet once a month.
I will bring something to you.
We're here every month, so we're happy to hear from anyone from the community. We want to continue these services. It just has to make sense and fit in the budget.
Absolutely.
And I appreciate what you guys have done. I appreciate the time and commitment and the care that you've given.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for helping to get us started and seeing what could be in that part of the county.
Yeah,
Because people,
I want them.
we know people want to be active
Yeah.
and connect, and that's what we're here to do. So
Same.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so our last one is the Strength and Stillness Program. Thoughts in regards to that?
I can't just toss it a class.
The-
We
it's-
just turned down a class that was $44
I
a
agree.
class and
Yeah.
have $100.
No, I'm
100%.
And I don't think the turnout. Not that I don't think it's a great class.
No.
It's just.
And I love how we hit our our sheriff's department and first responders, but it's again, I can't afford it.
Yeah.
We have to live within our means.
I thought there would be more. I was hoping there would be more attendance.
I know, like when we had a month that went from 20 something to 3, you know, and
And it never really picked up again.
November had 3 and 5 between the two, 8 total. You know, again, does this make sense?
No, I mean, when you think about the cost per person in the, you know, although it's an amazing class, just like these are great programs.
They are.
You know, our goal is to reach as many people in Porter County as we can for these, you know, these initiatives. And if 7 people are coming, and we're paying $125 per class, that's not even physically responsible. I mean,
I shudder to say I don't know how we're going to reach, you know, the entire Porter County with 30,000.
No,
But I mean, at the end of the day,
Yeah.
right, you're 100% right.
and I do appreciate that they thought about that.
Yeah.
And they tried to come up with another location that may have more interest.
Yeah, but we're having that problem already at another
I know.
library.
We have a lot of problems.
yeah.
Not a problem, but no, it's just we are. I mean,
No.
attendance is it's not. They're not full classes.
Our lens has to
Classes,
be more,
wait lists, that's
you know,
a different story.
focused.
Don't even have full classes.
Yeah, I agree. And not consistent because there was the two things. I like that the one program has the same people, but I need same people and more every time. You know, for it to be justified. Exactly. So
It was hard.
you know we're here.
Where to find them?
You know we're a fan.
Take your business.
You know we're a supporter. Honestly, like, and it's disappointing that the county, you know, I know that the POCO Wellness has been a big thing, and I'm disappointed that that wasn't picked upon by our own, you know, a community, our own county employees. So that we try, we put it out there and see what happens. Okay. Well, that was hard.
It was really hard.
It was really hard. I feel you absolutely can. Yeah.
One of the things I'm having while you're speaking is if I send out like flyers, do you think that would be a thing for my program?
I think it would be nice for any office location. I would take your flyer and put it in my office in my waiting room. You know, so I think I've done it for like the health fairs, and I think, you know, these huger locations. The problem is with flyers that we've come to learn, and I know Carrie knows with Find Help, like they have to like go through bureaucracy. Will Porter let you put it up? Will St. Mary's let you put it up? Well, you know, so you have to see what is your bang for your buck in terms of printing all this out. Are they going to let you? So I think that might need a little footwork, or even reaching out to Carrie of who are the locations that are agreeable to doing that. And being that you're already a county entity, people might be a little more open to things. But I know, you know, you've had struggle. We try to get our Find Help information out there, and she's had pushback. But at least like with the libraries, you know,
Even at the desk.
yeah, churches.
How do I get a doctor's office, the doctor actually, to be able to say, hey, you could go to this class for free?
I mean, you're gonna have a hard time getting it back all the way to us. I'm not gonna lie. But you can. I think it's important. You can speak with the staff and let them know. You know, because yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I'm not going to lie to you. I have pharmaceutical reps that bring my staff members free food, and they still can't get that kind of stuff out of them. So just good luck with that.
Actually, shut it down.
Throw it out there.
No, I
Get bribed.
I wouldn't put your efforts out there.
Yeah, no.
A little more research regarding what, you know, like I would say Carrie's a good person to reach out to of like where we've had success with that type of outreach and putting flyers out. I think flyers are good. It's where the location that will agree to take it and put it in a big visible place. I think like how she had said roots or certain locations where we know that people are interested. I think churches for you are nice, you know. Yeah, you know, and I know like, you know, I know my mom, yeah, assisted living. I know like my mom is involved with like the Oasis Club at St. Paul, and they're always, you know, things like that in church communities, you know, where that clientele that would come to you would be more apt to come there. Right?
VFWs.
Yeah, or like the apartment complexes in their lobby where they wait for their bus to be picking them up in your buses, things like that.
That's good.
Since I did Section 8 for 15 years.
There you go. Well, you know better than me.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So this is where you brainstorm.
Yeah.
You know,
Thank
yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Okay, on to on the agenda. It says Dave Halbeck legal service agreement. However, last year we switched this over to a legal service agreement with not Dave, but with your firm, Blatchley, Tabor, Bosick, and Hartman. And so we got a copy of that for everyone to review. I'm stealing your papers. So this is pretty much identical to the same contract as the year before, right, Colby?
Yes.
Yes.
So this would be entirely the same contract. The only thing that it changes is basically the dates.
The
Even the prices are, and the invoices would be the same.
And I just to remind people, for anyone who's
The rate.
been here or not been here longer, paid attention. 2 years ago, this was a larger dollar amount because we budgeted more when we started HFI. We knew that the burden on the attorney fees would be higher. We're developing more contracts, more MOUs, more all of that stuff. There was a lot more work to be done. Now that we've settled into things, we're on year 2 of this lower rate. It seemed to have worked out. I haven't been given any negative feedback, right, in terms of
So-
where it falls. That this has worked out well.
Yeah.
And I talked to Dave about it this morning, and
Well, I will say we're in a different time, so if you want to look at it for 6 months,
you want to negotiate.
I did not put any of that.
Can you speak for the firm?
Yes.
Fortunately, this is the advantage of being people who make the rules. I'm actually we're funded by the state with regard to this, and so you have to fund me for the year. So,
Womp womp.
so, but I would if I could.
Sure.
You look for a motion.
Yes. Motion to approve the legal services agreement with Blatchley, Tabor, Bosick, and Hartman.
Motion to approve.
Move. Second. Whatever.
Dr. Fox,
Yes.
Dr. Brooke,
Yes.
Michelle,
Yes.
Sylvia,
Yes.
Tom,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
thank you.
When would you like me to bring up? Okay. So, as those of us who've been doing this for a few years know, our emergency preparedness money always comes in the form of a grant. We pass our budget back in June that we're going to pay the amount, but then we have to like cross our fingers and hope that that money comes through, and we can't create the contract until that money comes through. But we voted on it and approved it back in June. Well, that just came through, right? So they were informed of the grant agreement. So that information got sent to our attorneys today, so that we can create the contract for our emergency preparedness with Jeff. And so I was hoping, when we've done this, actually sometimes we paid them without even getting the grant, hoping that we get it. This time at least it did come before January. So this is better than years prior, but it's always later than our budgetary cycle of when we do our budget in June. So what I was hoping we can do is, I don't think that it needs necessarily a vote, but just to be aware of the fact that once they formulate that contract, now that that grant funding has come through, I'll probably go in with one of you guys and sign that contract for him so that we can move forward, because Matt will have to present it to the commissioners. I wanted everyone to be aware of where we're at with that. It's actually ahead of the game than we've had. Sometimes we've had to wait years to get that money, but we still pay our employees. So it sounds crazy, but it's not the craziest we've dealt with in the time that I've been here. So I just wanted people to be aware of that. If you hear of him presenting at the commissioners meeting, that's what's going on. We finally got proof of that, and they got sent of that, or we all got sent this morning.
If possible,
Yeah.
do a motion to authorize you to execute the contract in between now and going forward.
Sure. Motion to approve to execute the
Basically,
contract.
You designate you to the contract has already been approved, so we
Yes.
don't have to do anything other than the funding technically runs out on December 31st.
Right.
So it's better this year. We're not like you
Behind.
said,
Yeah, years behind.
But if you could just, because you are out there, we can go ahead and execute the contract as soon as the contract is ready.
Yeah.
And you can execute it since it's already been approved. Get a motion from the board that indicates that gives you that authority.
Someone can make that motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right, Dr. Fox,
Yes.
Dr. Brunt,
Yes.
Michelle,
Yes.
Sylvia,
Yes.
Dr. Hassan,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
You lose Robin.
Yes.
Okay, so old business we did. Report of board attorney. You're back up.
Well, those were the things I was going to report on.
Did Sam already?
Well, oh, do you have more?
She has more.
No, come. I love when you come.
She has her re-intro.
Yeah, you're right. I was all thinking of one thing. That was like borderline traumatic going through what we went through.
I'm sorry. I just had to come before the end of the year and thank you guys. I wanted to give a quick update with all that we've been able to do with the reentry program coordinator for Community Change Center. I feel like this year has lasted at least 7 years. And the growth has been unbelievable looking back. So some of the things, and you'll get a year in review once Megan makes it. So that'll be here in the next, like, hopefully 6 to 8 weeks. But so we hired her in January, and since then, all of her referrals across the board have been, one, we've been increasing, but especially we've been increasing in terms of diversity of where they're coming from. So now we're finally, our name is out there way more than it was at the beginning of this year. So we're getting community corrections and courts and all these different agencies reaching out for services, especially when they don't know how to serve a client that is coming out of jail or prison. But also our funding, fortunately, and that's when I came to you guys almost a year ago, I said we were in the process of becoming contracted with Medicaid and Recovery Works, and finally somehow we have started billing successfully. We're still building up that funding, of course, but now the funding is coming through from both of those streams, which has allowed us to build out our programs more robustly also. So Megan has been spearheading the life skills workshops, and we launched the neighborhood back several months ago, which is intended to reach the young people who are justice impacted, who are extremely hard to reach. So we've seen growth in that program. And then our workforce development program has been unbelievable. So if you've seen the Fresh Starts food truck over at Living Hope, it did everything it was intended to do and then some.
Oh,
so
I'm so happy to.
we employed the people, of course, but what I was hoping would happen, but proved itself 10 times over, was like we had some of the most at risk or the most high risk people in the community who one of them I've known for almost like a decade, working with him through the juvenile system into the adult system, and he is one of the staff are afraid of him. Nobody wants to work with him. And we hired him on the truck when he came and said, I just came back. I'm having a horrible time because of my felonies. But he would have been the last person in this world to engage in therapy or other outpatient services. And once he showed up to get a paycheck from us on the truck and got to know our staff, he was willing to engage in those services that never in a million years would I have expected out of him. And we keep seeing that with the people that we're able to then pay through that program, or even just get in the doors for our other for life skills or anything like that. So the workforce development has absolutely been working, but also getting people into, like I said, counseling, or like in that case specifically, finally got him signed up for Medicaid. He was like, what do you mean I need to go to the doctor regularly? And so we're able to just do those basic things and get them insured and get them making appointments and learning how to function.
Yeah, what happens when the food truck shuts down for winter?
So
continue with those people?
Yeah, so that's our vision, is to grow it so that we have year-round employment in different capacities. But for most of the people, we were able to get them tied into longer-term employment prior to the shutdown at the end of October. But now that we have the funding coming in, with the shutdown and all of the delays and Recovery Works changes and all that, everything did go more slowly than I was hoping, but I was able to get some emergency funds to get us through the first several months of next year, till the point at which we have built up the funding through Medicaid and Recovery Works to be able to sustain that. And then our 2026 big vision goal is to work towards that headquarters so that we have a centralized location for our services. At this point, we're still operating within Recovery Connection. And then we actually this year got funding through 320 Recovery to launch a Lake County site as well. And so there's been just a ton of growth, but to see the sustainability is amazing. And we're finally, like I said, reaching the courts and reaching other agencies where people are being funneled through but still have been falling through the cracks because the services just, obviously they're tailored to those who are justice involved, but they're not taking like the relation, they just have such a high capacity, they can't have that more tailored, customized approach for all the people, like with that trauma informed approach. So thank you.
That's
Literally
incredible.
yes, it's been a heck of a year, but there's no way that we would be where we are without you guys. So we just really, really appreciate it. And I think you'll be excited when you see the year-end report as well. And we're finally in the community at the point where since I started all this back in 18, the goal has always, like, we've been working towards even having enough community partners to be able to start doing an annual gala. And so Journeyman's actually donated the space. So in April, we're doing our very first big gala where we celebrate the successes and fundraise and all that good stuff. So if you're interested, that's on all of our social media and everything. We'd love to have everyone there. But thank you very, very much for making all this possible for us.
We're very fortunate to have you in this community. You're really outside of the box type of. You're one of those people everyone, because you've provided services that are overlooked most places and have made such a tremendous amount of change for you say 2018, that sounds like 2 minutes ago, but we've been working on this for a while. So for all the things that you've done, it's incredible.
Wouldn't be possible without you all. So thank you again. Watch for that report. And again, if you want to come to the gala, check out our website.
Yeah, I have to wear.
Thank you all. I'm off the agenda for the rest of the night.
Okay. Good. Okay.
No promise what you can't keep.
So you were done. We've had a ability to look at the claims and receipts and pass them along. If we could have a motion to approve our claims and receipts.
Motion to approve.
A second.
Okay, Dr. Lawson,
Yes.
Dr. Brunt,
Yes.
Michelle,
Yes.
Sylvia,
Yes.
Dr. Osam,
Yes.
Sarah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Reports of committee, staff, and health officer in your order of choosing. Like, no, we're done.
I just have one thing, activity. Matt, Crystal, and I are going to go to the School Safety Commission meeting on January 13th to discuss the Porter County Heart Safe Initiative and try and get the buy-in from the remaining schools in our county. We already have Portage and Chesterton schools that are Project Adam Heart Safe designated, and our goal is to get Boone Grove, Hebron, Valpo, East Porter County schools also involved. So we'll be talking, followed by Teresa from Zach Mago Foundation, and then Tanya Ertz from Project Adam, and then Megan Clay from Portage, the school nurse from Portage, to tell her testimony as to how she did it.
Okay.
And just talking briefly with Crystal today, it's most of these schools are like 90% there already.
Yeah.
They have to do very little to get this to happen. And so hopefully getting our message across would help. And then the goal being 15% of Porter County with some type of hands-only CPR certified or whatnot, so that we can move towards this goal of getting certified as a county for Heart Safe.
I got that app, Pulse Point. Is that
Yes.
there? Yeah.
So that's what's on my agenda.
Hey, Deal, you throw that thing.
We have another video.
No. Two very quick things, because I know it's been a long night. So, everybody knows they started posting the restaurant review.
Yes.
Then everybody found out that they have to pay monthly.
Yes, which we anticipated.
Which we did anticipate, and which we then decided that we didn't care for that people would have to do that. So we decided to post on our own Facebook.
Right.
The fact that they can get them free on our website.
Right.
So these are the views from those posts. The interaction, the link clicks, that is going to our website, and then 20 follows.
So we need to put all these exercise programs.
Yeah, that's what I was
because this is where the interest is at. 21,000. Dear Lord,
they got to see where they should go.
I mean, my God.
So
that's like 10% of our population.
Right.
And Lord, praying for this. A month.
How many posts was that, Deal?
This is the second post. The first post came on
the second
I think.
Wow. Wow.
It's posted again since then, and the second post, which was over the weekend, I believe,
Yeah.
that one also had
That is great.
And it's been shared.
2,005.
A lot.
A lot.
I've seen it shared a lot.
Concerned about it.
Yeah.
Well, because there's this website that this is created, and she collects all of these reports, and then she feeds little things like, well, this you look at these, see this
Find out
who has cats in there, and so then people now you got to pay to see that.
Oh.
And so then people started getting wise and saying, well, on Porter County, you can go find this
Right.
for free. And then he made the post saying, these are with FOIA, these are available to the public.
Yeah.
And so then I started seeing all these people like, you don't need to do this. You could just go to this one. Not every health department has that, but I think it's great that we do.
Great.
Yeah, because they
Want to know.
clearly people want this information, which I think is great.
1,800.
Yes, I think it's important for the restaurants to see that how much people care,
Right.
good or bad, because I think some.
Take it.
I mean, I think some of it is exaggerated unnecessarily, and and I don't like that for the restaurants. But this is, I don't think we've had anything have this much.
I know. That's
Like this is, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, seriously.
Wow. But I mean, we met a demand. So there's that. So, and I'm happy to be able to do so. And I think, it's transparent and it's, all of those things. And I think people have learned by ours, she uses our descriptions, or they put out the descriptions of how we do coding and what they mean and things like that. So, this clearly was huge.
Right.
Well done.
Yeah.
Everyone who had part in this. I know it's been going on for a while, for months, really.
And second thing, I know we've been counting pennies
Yes.
because of the budgets. We have a storage unit that we're trying to get out of as quickly as possible, so we don't have to pay for it. It's only, it's about $2,500 a year, but it's still.
It adds up. Yeah.
So we got everything out of it that we need, but the rest of it is technically commissioner property.
Okay.
So we're waiting to hear what we need to do with that. I've already emailed the auditors and the commissioners to find out where we're at with that. I just haven't heard back yet. But as soon as we can get out of it, we're going to. Then we'll save a little bit more money.
And can you share, because I thought it was exciting, the grant monies that you guys have gotten for the elopement kits and the sleep?
Yeah, we received a grant for $10,000 for elopement kits, sleep sacks, and was it infant car seats or infant car seats? So that was great.
Yeah.
It's we're waiting for the December 15th. We'll hear if we get another 15 grand for more ATVs in the community. So.
And you've had a lot of pickup of those elopement kits.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were planning in the next couple of months of giving you guys an update.
Good. And did I read in there that they can be used for LaPorte County? Is that what it said?
Carrie.
So we can use it because I've had people from LaPorte County contact me. It was like Jet. But that's good.
Luckily, I know a lady who works in Lake, and she 10,000 also.
Good.
She's
Yeah.
She's going to be covering that.
You should thank us. Yeah. No, she's on. Yeah, that's great because then we cover the whole. Because I've had just people that I know reach out and ask. So, I'm
trying to get a bit of free money we can get.
you guys are doing a great job. And can you please also talk to us because I don't know that I'm explaining what Antonio is doing. I know he's a food service, but what is he doing on the side with the training that he recently had received? Because that looked pretty cool. Like that he goes out and talks about mental health things.
We're putting in for a grant.
Yeah.
We haven't received it or anything.
But he's working on doing that.
We are working towards that.
Peer support coach at JC. I talked to Allison about it. She's all in, so we have to.
That's if we receive
the grant. But he's trained for that. He got his certification for that. So Antonio is our food service employee he's the star of a lot of our videos that you've seen. So he's gotten this certification that he can go out and help with mental health things as well, which I think is tremendous. So I hope that grant comes through. Yeah. Great. I mean, we can't without asking we won't get anything. So it's a good goal to have.
And we haven't asked for that.
No, it's cool. Yeah, because I know he just recently got that certification, so that's impressive. I'm proud of him for that. Good.
That's it.
That's it. We did a lot. Yes. Motion to
Can't wait to whack it.
motion to go watch the Purdue game. All right. So then motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Approve. Say aye. Aye.
I